Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I want to start with a simple question today. How many of you have ever said, "I'll do it tomorrow"? Raise your hand. Come on, don't be shy. I see that, and you know what? You're not alone. In fact, if procrastination were an Olympic sport, most of us would have gold medals by now. Now, let me tell you something right away. Procrastination is not laziness. No, no, no. It's a sneaky little enemy that dresses itself up as relaxation, or planning, or waiting for the right moment. And the funny thing about this enemy is it knows how to talk you into feeling okay about doing nothing. It whispers sweet lies like, "Don't worry, you have plenty of time," or "Tomorrow will be better." And before you know it, tomorrow turns into next week turns into next month, and soon enough, you're asking, "Where did my life go?" I remember a young man I once met. Let's call him Joe. Joe was smart, talented, and full of ideas. But every time he had a project, a goal, or a dream, he would say, "I'll start next Monday." Monday came, and he said the same thing. And guess what happened? Years went by, and Joe's big dreams were still sitting on the shelf like dusty trophies. Friends, that is what procrastination does. It steals your dreams while you sit thinking about starting. Now, here's the life principle I want you to hold on to. Every day you delay is a day your dreams stay on pause. Zig used to say, "You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great." And isn't that something to chew on? Greatness doesn't wait for permission. It doesn't wait for perfect timing. It doesn't wait for you to feel ready. It starts with a single step today. And here's the funny part. People often wait because they fear failure. They think, "What if I mess up?" Let me tell you something about failure. It's not the enemy, friends. Doing nothing is the enemy. Zig always reminded me that failing is just proof that you tried, proof that you took action, proof that you moved forward. So don't let fear put your dreams in a coffin before they've even had a chance to breathe. Think about it this way. Imagine you have a seed in your hand. You can stare at it all day, hope it grows magically, or you can plant it, water it, and give it sunlight. Guess what? Planting it is the only way you'll see a tree. Waiting forever won't change a thing. And folks, your dreams are that seed. The act of starting is what brings them to life. So here's my first Zig Ziglar style tip. Don't overthink. Overthinking is the cousin of procrastination. Stop asking every question, stop waiting for every piece of advice, stop seeking the perfect moment. It doesn't exist. You want a perfect moment? It's called now. Alright, now that we know why we procrastinate, let's talk about the cure. And here's the secret, friends. Action beats intention every single time. You see, good intentions are like empty promises. You might feel good about saying, "I'll exercise tomorrow," but nothing changes until you lace up your shoes and take that first step. I want to tell you a story about a woman named Linda. Linda dreamed of writing a book, but she was scared. She thought, "I don't know enough. What if no one likes it? What if I fail?" For years, she did nothing, until one day, she decided to write just one paragraph. And do you know what happened? That one paragraph became 1 page. That 1 page became 10 pages. That 10 pages became a manuscript. And today, Linda is a published author with thousands of readers. Friends, she didn't wait for inspiration or perfect timing. She started small, and that small step changed everything. Now, here's another truth. Progress is not always glamorous, but it beats paralysis. You don't have to take giant leaps. Sometimes baby steps are enough. Zig would always say, "You don't climb a ladder with your eyes closed. Take one step at a time." And think about it, one step today is one victory tomorrow. One small action leads to momentum. Momentum leads to habit. Habit leads to success. Here's a little exercise for you. Take one thing you've been putting off. Just one. Write it down. Then break it into the tiniest possible step and do it within the next hour. It might be sending an email, making a phone call, writing a paragraph, or just reading one chapter. Friends, the key is starting. Action is your ticket out of procrastination jail. And let me sprinkle a little humor on this, because Zig was never afraid of laughing at life. You know how some people say, "I'll start Monday?" I say, Monday is a myth. Monday is like a mirage, it keeps moving further into the distance. Don't wait for the calendar to be friendly. Start today, even if it's messy, even if it's imperfect. The universe rewards action, not waiting. Now, my friends, let's get real for a moment. Starting is one thing, but finishing, that's another story. And the truth is, motivation alone will not get you across the finish line. Motivation is like gasoline. It helps, but you still need a car and a road. What you need is discipline, mindset, and a vision bigger than your excuses. Let me ask you something. What do successful people have that procrastinators don't? It's not talent. It's not luck. It's mindset. They've trained their minds to act, to persist, to say, "I will do what must be done, even if I don't feel like it." And you can train your mind to. Zig always said, people often say motivation doesn't last. Well, neither does bathing. That's why we recommend it daily. That's brilliant. You see, mindset is like bathing for the brain. You need to reinforce it every day. Here's a story for you. There was a young man named Sam who wanted to start his own business. Every day he felt overwhelmed. Every day he thought about the risk. But then he decided to feed his mind with empowering thoughts, positive affirmations, and practical planning. He visualized the business, spoke the goals aloud, and committed to taking one action each day. Within a year, Sam's small start turned into a thriving company. Mindset, my friends, is the invisible fuel that powers visible result. Now, I know what some of you are thinking, but Zig, I'm not motivated. Well, that's okay. Motivation is fleeting. It's emotion, it comes and goes like the wind. But discipline is the bridge between goals and result. And discipline is built, not found. You build it by taking small, consistent actions every single day, even when you don't feel like it. And remember this classic Zig principle. You cannot climb the ladder of success with your hands in your pockets. Action and mindset go hand in hand. Feed your mind positive thoughts. Feed your body productive action. Feed your soul with purpose. And watch, my friends, how the impossible starts looking very possible indeed. Now, here's the grand finale, your call to action. Friends, if there's one thing I want you to take away today, it's this. Stop waiting. Stop making excuses. Stop putting off your life. The world isn't going to wait for you. Your dreams aren't going to wait for you. And your potential? Well, it's crying out for action. I want to leave you with a story about a man named Robert. Robert had a dream to run a marathon. But he told himself, "I'll train next month, and next month, next month." Years passed. One day, his friends said, "Why wait? Start today." And do you know what Robert did? He took one small jog that very afternoon. One jog led to another. Weeks turned into months, and finally, Robert crossed the finish line of his very first marathon. Friends, the journey of 1,000 miles truly begins with a single step. So what about you? What is that one thing you've been putting off? What dream have you tucked away on a shelf? What action have you delayed because you're waiting for the right time? I'm here to tell you, the right time is now. And if you act today, tomorrow will thank you, next week will thank you, and your future self will look back and say, "Thank God I started." Remember, my friends, life rewards the doers. Life celebrates those who take responsibility for their own success. And I promise you this, once you start, once you take that first brave step, momentum kicks in. Suddenly, the impossible starts to feel possible. Suddenly, your dreams feel closer. And suddenly, you're not waiting anymore, you're winning. So here's my Zig Ziglar style challenge for you. Take one action today, no matter how small. Write down your goal. Break it into tiny steps. Do the first step right now. Text, call, write, run, draw, create, whatever it is, just start. And I promise you, once you start, you will feel a spark ignite within you. And that spark will light the fire of achievement, passion, and purpose. And here's the final reminder, my friends, the one that Zig always left in people's hearts. You were designed for greatness. You were meant to live fully. You were born to win. But winning doesn't start in the future, it starts now. Today. This moment. Right here. Right now. So go out there, take action, and start winning. Because waiting is for the sidelines. And my friends, life is meant to be played on the field. If you're ready to leave procrastination behind and start living the life you were meant to live, take one step right now. Hit that goal, make that call, write that plan, take that action, and never look back. Your breakthrough is waiting, but it will only meet you if you start moving. So go. Start winning today.